afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Feynman will approach. Yes, indeed, Feynman will approach here between Donniechan, fighting for the Reich, for Germany. For the 5th SS Panzer Division Viking here going up versus Puco, fighting for the Soviet Union, and the 5th Tank Corps here, immediately choosing Soviet industry. Infantry bullets all the way, but so interesting. For Donniechan, we got elite troop spearhead and festering armor, and very interestingly, we've got 2 Tiger Ace bulletins there to increase the line of sight there by quite a bit. You're definitely rare to see as well, and a bit of a mine bulletins there as well. We got the Grenadier start there for him. Nothing too deeply surprising there, though. Nope, there we go. Grenadier squad number 2 on the way. We've got plenty of content here. No early buildings there for Puco. And of course, the question here is going to be, how is Puco going to play into the, well, Soviet industry particular there? What is actually going to be aiming for in the longer run? Troops moving ahead though. Securing the centre there. Ancient enough. He's not really sort of putting a deep focus, but there we go. Sort of troops moving up and then afterwards. Secure there. Bit of quick reconnaissance. More conscripts there diving for the glory of Comrade Stalin. Points there, moving northwards instead. Interesting enough, both players sort of going for the fuel point that is the farthest away from them, in a sense, which is actually a bit interesting to see, or at least so far it seems. It's not very often seen. Most players tend to go for the fuel point that is close. Then, of course, I do have a theory here on when it comes to Finland approach, the one farthest away might actually be the one easier to hold for you, in some bizarre manner. Of course, we'll have to see how that actually works out in the end. But Conscript holding up, they got an 84 there following up for Donniechan. No sign of doctrine from him still. 3 conscripts here so far for Puco. Will he add in a 4th one, or will it be something else here that crosses his mind? Grenadier there moving forward with their Kar-9 hit Ks there. Standard rifle of the German army, since the German army infantry doctrine rather put emphasis on the MGs. Thus, meaning the rifles really weren't needed to sort of become better. Conversely, for example, so doctrine actually sort of put emphasis on the rifles. The problem was they couldn't really mass-produce SPT-40s enough, so they had to rely on the motoring gun nonetheless, which meant both their rifles and their light machine guns were of a rather older quality. So, a little fun fact there, The British Army was another army which put emphasis on the machine guns. And lastly, for example, you have the Bren light machine gun there to sort of support their infantry. While they, of course, also saw to the old Lee Enfield, whereas the Americans actually also put emphasis on rifles, and thus had the older Browning light machine guns and BAR. So, a little fun fact in terms of infantry doctrine, which is basically how they perceived war was supposed to be fought. Guys holding up, you've got Y here, so basically both players sort of signing up on their half. In this case, the road down here becoming the front line in a sense, or at least the dividing line. In this case, Donniechan tries to push out through it already. Quickly being pushed back though by Puco's efforts. Troops moving ahead here. Grenadiers are firing up. Not really the best building for Grenadiers. MGs is more sort of suited for building like this with only one window on each side, but that is over here, apparently sort of covering up this entire approach there from any Russian assaults. Bit of a standoff there. Both players sort of trying to divine the other's attentions. We got a mortar in the way to probably deal with any dug-in Russians. We got a flamethrower there for Pioneers under the command of Sturmbannführer Donny, concentrating northwards. And we've got a choice here of elite Truppen for Donny. Elite Truppen. Pioneers sneaking north. There we go. Training up the mortar crew in a rather swift manner. We got a full assault going up here. Pioneers behaving. The Grenadiers following up there. The Pioneers also, of course, in that way drawing the fire, and of course, in this case, taking maybe casualties. Splitting up the conscripts there. Though, of course, using the terrain here to sort of try and minimize the amount of fire he can take there from Donniechan's full force. Might in fact get up here behind the MG4. Got Grenadiers coming here as well. Could be a bit dangerous here. Could be dangerous, but then again, might be about to run into the MG5 too. There we go, a bit too... No. Interesting enough, the MG did not turn on that one, meanwhile trying to deal with the conscript over here. And there go force, we're going to the conscript, up the MG4 too fine, but too late, got into the building there, He's got stun grenades, Quick concussive grenade there through the window will certainly do wonders, but not for the interior. There we go. Yuri was the last man to get out, and that's the first man to die. Of that unit, that is, not the overall of the Soviets. Now we got another stun grenades. In fact, a lot of stun grenades. I think that might have been a bit overkill there for Donnie. There they are, so only Chichu's got a more terrifying way. Getting a few hits on the conscripts with its Veterancy 3. Comes to run off. Might get a wipe, they might get a wipe, then again, no, the grenades are quite following in there, allowing them to quickly use the terrain there to effectuate an escape there from the clutches of Donniechan, who's taking up. Pushing forwards here for the Third Reich. If we can get here, of course, he can cut off his opponent's southern fuel, which would certainly be a good move there for Don. He might want to shift up the MD42 further, or seems like he's remaining there. Conscript attacking here from several sides. Engineers joining in. Flamethrower on the way there. Probably, there we go, stun grenade. And we go a few more losses inflicted on the conscripts as they ran into the building right at the wrong time there. Mortar joining in, of course, for a good bit of high explosive fun. Flamethrowers doing what they can, they're toasting grenadiers. MD42 shifting again to help deal with this flamethrower based threat, and there we go, firing away, quickly suppressing the engineers in their advance. Like to make a nice company, like to go up here in a moment for Donnie. Nothing going on here for Puco, who's getting ever closer there to hitting the, well, third industry bit. Cutting off further resources there from the north against Puco. Engineers to force away mortify continues to rain down. Of course, it doesn't have to move too much forwards because, I mean, with the Veterancy 3, it does gain a nice range boost. Now, I'd like to make a nice company up. Constantine being hit against the MD42. Bit on its own, with no real line of sight. He didn't really have much chance there to sort of react to the infantry assault going in here from Puco. That's overall collapsing position. Here we see here that Puco is putting in pretty aggressively there with a counterattack for the glory of Stalin and the Soviet peoples. Relentlessly pursuing the fascists wherever they might be on favorable approach. There you go, doing his best to basically cut off as many resources and deny as many there to Donniechan. Good job, good job. Support room company up here, getting ever closer to the third industry point once the manpower cuts off and the fuel really begins to flow in. Guernsey versus conscripts. Pack 40 on the way there for Donnie. Clearly worried about an early vehicle rush on Sony versus Sodinsi. Of course, he doesn't know it, but that might, of course, be expected. And then again, of course, he could have played versus him before, might expect it, who knows. Whoa, stun grenade there, burst the flamethrower tank open. Good job, we have the concussive grenade. Engineers, they're getting scorched. Quick revive grenade, and wiping the entire unit. Pioneers so close, they're getting wiped out, they need to get away. Low on health. Chose the wrong door there, I would argue. Donniechan here is losing territory under the advance of Puco. Pack 40 there arriving. Grenadiers, by the way, have been lost. Some punts could be a quick option. Maybe use troop training to quickly get them to Veterancy 2 to sort of further help there versus the Communist Scourge. And it has been setting foot here upon Femville. Oh dear, hiccups. There we go. Panzer going to be on the way. Mortar about to get assaulted. MD14 set up to cover it. More stun grenades here against the Russians. Catching quite a few of them, doing quite a bit of damage. They're getting into the building though. Bit risky, particularly low on health. And again, it's not really a building suited for infantry. It's very much an MG sort of building. So I'm a bit surprised again he hasn't, popped an extra MG up, so just use it there. Maybe some Bart White, the sort of right place to sort of deny cover to the enemy around it. Conscripts running in as they're all out. As to get a full face there, MD42. Finally dealing here with the engineer squad moving out a bit late there, field there for Donnie, which rather places his mortar crew there in a very bad position. In fact, could have assaulted in a wipe, in fact, might still. And it does, Panzer Grenadier there arriving. Definitely a harsh loss there for Donnie, considering he didn't get much out of him despite having used troop training on them. So that was definitely a harsh blow there delivered. Of course, he could still consider using troop training more. I mean, there is a few players who do go for this doctrine and then use troop training, particularly early in the game. So, I mean, it's so nice to see him use it. Yes, might use it a bit more. And again, I think the Panzer going to, for example, they generally think I hit about Veterancy 2 with it, which can usually, give them a bit of a good early combat boost, in particular here versus the Russians. Engineers still a bit of trouble falling back. MG42 also in trouble here. Nice mortar strike there, leaving the engineers in a rather pickled situation. Full assault here again, comes into this building. Got stun grenades going off. Not quite fast to get off there, and taking further loss here for the MG42, Infantry 1. But Donniechan is very much struggling here for map control at the moment. Overall, Puco's playing sort of very fluidly around him, doing his best to stretch out Donniechan's position, and certainly Donniechan is struggling with it at the moment. He's lacking either more machine guns or a more mobile element to sort of help deal with things. Comes there taking heavy losses though. Panzerbliss and mortar crew definitely proving to be a potent combination. In fact, it looks like a unit there got wiped out. And we've got mechanized armor company here. Mechanized armor company with Soviet industry in a 1 versus 1. That's definitely an extremely rare combination there from Puco. Definitely reaction, and he's getting a lot of engineers there, a lot of them. Interestingly enough, he is getting 4 of them. I mean, they are cheaper, so I suppose that could be a reason to get them. They are cheaper, and then I suppose he might upgrade them on flamethrowers, that way get a combat force here. Because now he has less manpower. It's definitely something else that certainly has some risk of his own, of course. I mean, he does risk losing that manpower even faster than the conscripts, since of course there's only 4 man compared to the conscript 6. So it's definitely some high risk here from Puco, but it's definitely also interesting and showing something else. Stun grenade here. Actually fire-rise, by the way, again. I mean, he can get this out instantly. He must be worried about enemy armor there from Donnie, but so far, I don't even think Donnie's tagged up. No, he hasn't. I mean, of course, the actual fire can work a bit versus infantry. I mean, it does have a very, very small amount of splash damage, which is not something actually you're talking about a lot. But it does have a bit. Though I'd not get the SU-5 exclusively for dealing with infantry, by the way. I would say that would be rather reckless of me to sort of even insinuate that. Still, not what you'd usually see here. And in this case, it's going to end up a bit of a slightly unfortunate investment here for Puco, since, well, Donniechan, in fact, is now going for more panzer guns. There's no tech up there. Did manage to get off there with a German Maschinengewehr. Mortar doing his best here to deal with the Russian forces. Pioneers eventually fleet, but they might lose that veteran because they will get killed. Got Panzer moving up, almost veteran 2, but in dire need of a bit of healing. A quick medkit there from the Grenadiers should take care of that problem though. Quick stun grenade has to get into the building and do manage to escape. Troops healing up, reinforcing. Of course, the question is, what will he go for next? This Puco here versus Donniechan. Got 3 flamethrower troops there. Panzer's moving ahead though, despite having so low health. I'm surprised he didn't just get a medkit on them. There you go, already poor Heinz went down. The bandages sadly not proving much worth there in self-defense. Anyways, we've got engines moving forward there. Guys inside the building versus 2 flamethrowers. That's practically suicidal. Not sure here what Donniechan's thinking. He needs to get those panzers out, and he needs to get them back, and he needs to get them a medkit. But it's almost wiped out. Stun grenade off. He's about to... Oh, no. Panzers there wiped. Well, we did get an engineer unit in the turn, but I'm not entirely sure I'd say that was worth a Panzer Grenadier squad. Even with Sodium still, of course, out, and he probably doesn't even know he's fighting that. I mean, I'm not entirely sure that was a good fade. Panzer's running here. Conscious out of the shed there. Not entirely sure what they're thinking here. I'm guessing it was a misclick there from Donnie. I'm guessing it was a misclick. But more Panzer Grenadiers replaced to 1 slot. He's still not taking up then. Part of me is worried he might actually trying to play straight versus the Tigers, which is severely risky, to put it mildly. He is certainly though making sort of solid use of the stun grenade, and that turned out to be a quite good combo there with a mortar. 8 kills already so far. But Donnie's really overextending his infantry. At the very least, he would actually benefit from having a half-tank out to support his troops at the front line. That would also make him harder to push off the field. But sadly, Donnie does not seem to really work this in with his strategy, which I think does leave him much more vulnerable here to Puco's current strategy and tactics. Of course, it's not because everything's going smoothly here as planned for Puco. Of course, again, he's got the HQ5, but he's got no panzers to light on fire. I'm sure the HQ5 crew is not complaining about their little holiday.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
But I do believe it's time here for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is Donniechan is sort of looking a bit off here. He's suffering massive manpower casualties. He's losing entire units again and again. He's rather lacking something. For example, here to sort of hold this point. Again, a half-track or a command bunker would either of these sort of be good options there to sort of help him, would also make him harder to push away there, of course. Either would, of course, be a nice target for the HQ5. So obviously, it wouldn't be without its risks, but well positioned, maybe around... oh, I don't know, here it could sort of, or around here, sort of serve as a for position, but at the same time not be quite as accessible to the enemy. Otherwise, I do think Donniechan should consider taking up. Oh, there we go, taking up and get up support armor core, then rush out some armor to sort of help deal with things, and also maybe catch that HQ5 in a nasty position. For Puco, of course, I mean, he needs to be careful with his infantry. He can't really afford, you know, massive losses all the time. I mean, of course, could go for a KV8, and then again, he might try and setting up now for the KV2 to sort of add in some more serious stuff there to blow up Donnie's infantry, and that could certainly work. But again, there's very much risk that he's going to bleed up before that happens. More mines, though, would be a good choice. There may be a demo chance to help deal with some of Donnie's troops that way, further bleed him out and further slow down any advance there from Donniechan. I think would be a good idea. We got the MG40 here, by the way, set up in a position to basically just cover that southern fuel point and ensure it does not fall into the hands here of Donnie's forces. So I think that rather covers it, and let's head back here to the actual fighting. Panzers leading the way versus engineers, mortar fire proving extra helpful. And we got here demo and mine combo from Puco, which, I mean, does serve as a very nasty improvised anti-tank mesh, or anything basically getting hit on it. It's definitely going to be wiped out no matter what, because the mine's going to set off the demo charge in most cases. Meaning if anything set it off, I mean, it's dead. I mean, that way you basically avoid having to, you know, well, as you might have noticed, you don't have to worry about setting off the demo charge, for the mine will do it for you. And of course, there's the problem that when you use demo charges as mines, you have to pay attention. Of course, by doing this, you don't have to pay attention. Of course, if it does get spotted with a minesweeper, I mean, you're, well, rather in trouble. Pack 40 here cleared out, bad situation. We've got the HQ5 firing away there with its 85mm gun. Trying to knock out the Pack 40 to deny an anti-tank weapon there. Not a bad choice there. We got grenades going off. Doesn't really do much. What Panzer Grenadier? Grenadiers arriving there. Panzers need to fall back again. Donniechan pushes it a bit too far, I feel. Pack 40 wreck there. More Grenadiers. I mean, he's just getting more infantry, and he in fact cancelled Tier 3 for being researched. Tisk, tisk. Tisk, tisk. Panzer Grenadier there reinforcing.
HMG crew is ready.
Mortar setting up. Pioneers moving ahead. Panzer's writing engineers. Good bit of damage going in there. Bit of push down here. We got the infantry attack advancing further up here. Stopping up at this point, quickly putting a stop to the Grenadiers' advance there. Good job there for Puco. Panzer gets in fighting again. There's heavy fighting for the fuel point. Not really made any effort there, so again, very much a focus here, but nothing sort of really further supported in the longer term. And no replacement MG42 until no take up. Puco getting close to be able to call in the KV2, the heavy assault tank, with its 152mm gun and very thick armor. In fact, so thick that in the early stages of the war, the Germans had very little to actually penetrate, and even that which they had struggled with it, which basically involved either their howitzers or a flak 88. In fact, there was one case of a KV2 basically holding up a German armoured column for, well, days, until they finally managed to knock it out. And there again, we got that combo, He's actually mortaring around here. Must have seen what was happening, or was just hoping to catch something there. Of course, knowing that Puco here is sort of forming up a lot. If he does hit that, of course, that will be about 120 munitions wasted. And there we go.
Losing supplies to the enemy.
So again, while it can be a very useful tactic and very nasty tactic, it does also have its share of weaknesses. And if it does get sort of exposed to those, you tend up having wasted a lot of munitions. So you have to be careful about using it. But again, it's there. It is very much there. We got a scout car out for Donniechan here. A bit of a sudden decision here. Like to punch speed wagon. Conscious moving up here. No anti-tank grenades. In fact, the lack of vehicles here is acting there. And maybe also the fact that we rushed for the HQ5 could have indicated that either way. We've got the HQ5 there rolling ahead. Bit of trouble here though with Donnie. His forces are still not looking good. He's finally tagged up though. Almost 20 minutes into the game, he finally bloody well tagged up. Popping smoke here on the scout car before heading reverse. There's moving up here with the G43 in hand. Dealing with the engineers. Victory point wise, we got a nice lead there for Puco. Engineers counter-attacking. Now Puco is basically, I think, setting up there for the KV2. Scout can repair. We'll see the support corps going up here for Donniechan at Reich. And there we go, support corps going up. Scout coming ahead. He could upgrade it with the Kampfwagkanone 30. 20mm auto cannon.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Which saw usage on many of their scout vehicles. Both reconnaissance tanks and reconnaissance vehicles. And there you go, another hit there from Mission 5. Scout here trying to take the other way around, realizing he can't pull back there. Instead, though, moves a bit too far, then quickly becomes knocked out here by the HQ5. A nice idea, though, in this case, though. The execution was a bit off there, and the HQ5 was able to capitalize on that with a armor-piercing round. Then again, a high-explosive round could have done the job there as well from the soft-skinned vehicle. Panzer's moving in from the north. Troops saying about there, well, not heavily armored vehicle. Could get a Stuka, of course. Versus an HQ5 might not always be the best choice unless you get out too rapidly, and I don't think you can do that, in which case a single Panzer IV might have a better chance of actually working off there for Donnie. Two flamethrowers here again, two flames overall, a very potent combination versus a single infantry. It does require usually a bit more firepower. On the other hand, when you do have more of that, you can usually sort of send them running rather quickly. Comes there getting scorched. Still some aggressive harassment there. Donnie's very much to the back foot. We got the Panther there on the way. Panzer Kampfwagen 4. Another demo charge here.
100 points remaining.
Puco certainly does not give up. Looks like Donniechan's not expecting or suspecting, and oh, good lord. 6 Grenadiers utterly annihilated. Utterly. No survivors. Panzer IV on the way, although of course we soon have access to the Tiger Ace, and considering Donniechan's situation, I'd be very surprised if he did not go for the Tiger Ace in a sort of last-ditch attempt to sort of rectify the current situation before he has to answer some very, very intimidating questions from High Command. Soon got that. KV2. He actually is troop training on the Panzer IV. Nice job there. I mean, a lot of players again sort of also neglect, you know, when they do have elite troops and also corner armor, you know, quickly veterans you up with that. I mean, you can much quicker, for example, get a Veteran 2 Panzer IV using it properly, or Veteran 2 still getting Veteran 3. So, some thoughts there again for uses of this doctrine. Nice to see that. And of course, in this case, of course, I mean, just one shot, he's got Blitzkrieg. Getting the Pintermine machine gun note. Engineers moving ahead here. Panzer slightly pulling back there. Mortar fire going down. And KV2 here accessible now to Puco. If he does go for it. There you go, Panther 4 moving ahead there. Immediately sending the engineers running there with support from the Panther 4. Veterans, one available. And there goes second HQ5 there. He does not go for the KV2. In fact, he rushes out another HQ5. Interesting. I mean, of course, he must be aware that there's the potential of a Tiger race, but again, I'm thinking that might always sort of, you know, prepare with the HQ5 to basically sort of prepare for it. I mean, 2 HQ5 is definitely going to be a bit of a threat there to a Tiger race. What with a high rate of fire, good range, and good penetration.
We are losing territory.
could always follow up with a KV2 afterwards. I mean, he's got tons of fuel, so not exactly much of a problem there for Puco. More pioneers on the way there to help repair the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Panzerfaust there in the HH5, leaving the engine in a less than wholesome fashion. Panzer is fighting, but they're in a rather poor position, need to fall back there. Mortar doing what it can to cover. Veterans here too. And they're getting bombarded by HH5. And there we go. Gets the crew. A small victory there for Puco. Donniechan now definitely seems to be setting up there for the Tiger Ace.
Yes, comrade.
In the hopes that will save the day. Then again, maybe not. He's reinforcing grenadiers, so he could have something else in mind.
Assault gun ready for action. Engineer squad.
Puco overall dominating the field quite handsomely.
Ready. The enemy is taking our territory.
Panzer taking losses, and there we go. Tiger Ace available. Now, of course, Christian has really called it in. Mine laid down there. Could get the conscripts. Both HQ5 are paying for something else, it seems. Oh dear, I think he's about to lose the Panzer Grenadier. There's a mine here, and they are both in a terrible condition. Well, the two remainders. Now we got the KV2. Now we got it.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Ready to punch the face in of any flitzers on the field. Whereas it soon will certainly have some competition there with one of Deutschland's Tiger Aces. Panzer 4 halfway to Victory 2, by the way. HQ5's a bit spread out, of course. I mean, Monitor was getting surprised getting them both knocked out on one go, but Panzer 4 falling back here, under fire from the KV2, and looks like he got something right there permanently off the face of the earth. And there we go, Tiger Ace mobilized from the 101st SS Schwerer Panzerabteilung. One of the few independent SS battalions the SS actually got, otherwise the enemy had to rely on the army to sort of provide. That, for example, included tank destroyers. The SS never really got their own independent tank destroyer battalions, nor I believe even heavy ones, so little fun fact there. Engineers moving out there, we got Tiger Ace, we got the Panzer 4 there. Engineers wiped. Well, Pioneers wiped. Mines it off there by the Tiger Ace, not really getting any kills though. HL5's getting ready, KV2 as well here to deal with the Tiger threat. Building there about ready to collapse too.
We are in a dangerous situation.
Blitzing hit the Panzer 4 here, very interesting, very interesting. Maybe sort of hoping to draw the fire of any sort of armour here. Or at least just flank the tank destroyers out of the way. Nice offensive maneuver. The Blitzkrieg. I mean, a lot of players tend to be a bit more passive. In this case, he's actually using to be offensive. Almost getting HQ2, HQ5 down here in this part because, I mean, he knew the Ace was coming in that point, but he really didn't have them together. That combined with the Panzer 4 flanking rather put that HQ5 in a very bad spot. Well, the front one that is. He should have had something in front of it, so bit poor tactic there by Puco. KV2 also now getting outflanked by the Ace and the Panzer 4 now Victory 2, by the way. A bit tougher here for the HQ5 to deal with. In fact, he's down to one tank destroyer now. KV2 about to get knocked out. Tiger Ace down to half health. Panzer 4 here missed the HQ5 or bounced. Veterans one here for the HQ5. Of course, the Aces does give a lot of experience to anything that shoots at it. Bit sort of mechanized madness here. Donniechan seems a bit of a hard time using his Panzer 4 and getting some good hits there from the HQ5. Taking the turn here though. Guess the HQ5 actually timed them to turn around it. Shot misses though. Shot misses. Needs to stand still. Panzer 4 needs to get out of there. Pop smoke, but continues through it. Ah, blunder there. Blunder there. Then again, he might still get past the HQ5 here. The range is too close. Oh no! Too slow to turn. And of course, having popped the smoke already, couldn't do anything. Lost the Panther 4 there. Tactical blunder. There's done. Interlords still piling up for Puco though as the Tiger Race continues his reign of terror. Vecchi 2 Station 5 increasing his rate of fire. Tiger Race moves closer. Shot bounced off. Tiger Race needs to focus on the infantry. Of course, the turret still takes time to turn. No, he's still focusing on the infantry. Trying to move past it to sort of use the turret there. Agent 5 needs to pull back. Good handling there. Oh, Tiger Race in deep chaser. Needs to pop smoke. Pop smoke. No, he's blitzkrieging. Trying to get past here. Shot bounced off the front of the Agent 5. Out of control, but a final heroic shot there for the crew. Cooks off the Tiger Race. Right, sorry about that. Some program wanted my attention all of a sudden. And there you go, game over. Donniechan legs it. And a glorious victory here for the Soviet Union. Rather closer. Quick fumble there with the HD5s again. He knew what was coming, but still the way he set them up rather allowed Donniechan to overwhelm them and quickly surprise them. So I mean that's something also keep in mind that we were checking on them. Actually need to sort of set them up so they aren't easily surprised, which was rather the case. And of course can support each other. Very close there, but still, Donniechan managed to fumble it by the end. A few tactical fumbles in those kind of engagements can really do a lot, and that rather allowed Puco to sort of turn this around, but that was very close. But overall, Donniechan's strategy had a lot of flaws in it. I mean, it's great to see some elite troops actually involving troop training and stun grenades and whatnot, but sadly he wasn't really able to capitalize on the troop training. That combined with his high infantry loss and the fact he constantly had to retreat, I mean, he rather didn't, set up a forward post there, rather hurt Donniechan a lot and rather gave the overall advantage there to Puco in the longer term. That combined with the late tech-up really didn't help. And then, of course, there was the final fumbles, but overall, pretty interesting fight. They need something different. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you learned something from it. Hopefully it gave you some excellent matches. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. And if you feel like supporting the Propagandacast, consider donating. There's a link in the video description. You can do so via PayPal. If you did so, that would make me quite happy. If not, that's also quite fine. But anyways, thank you all, and see you all tomorrow.